So I'll go back into my account just as I would have via the Blackboard site. And now that my resource has been saved, it actually is something that belongs to me. It's an asset. So this can be one of the things that people find confusing about PebblePad, because when you went to find it before in your resource center, if you go back to that area, the workbook will still be there, but the version that you've now created is called an asset. And that analogy is like it's something that belongs to you, that is valuable to you, which of course it is. And all the items that you add to your portfolio are assets that belong to you throughout the course of your academic career and further into professional life. So what you do now is, if you want to view your assets, come here to the View Assets button. And again, that icon corresponds here to the Assets Store icon. And you may have a few. If you've used Pebble before, you may have some other assets in there, but you'll see, hopefully at the top there, your maternal and child health workbook that you've just saved. So the way that we open this now is just, we want to edit it if we're going to use it. If I was to double click on this, it'll cause a couple of problems, which means it opens up. If I double click there, it opens up in what we call preview mode. If I come to that lecture tab as I did earlier, you'll remember I used to have a box there to fill in, and now I can't fill anything in. So what you've done is you've double clicked it and it's opened in preview mode. You can see preview mode by the fact that there's a little eyeball at the top here. You need to change it back to edit mode. You want to edit the asset and you get your boxes back. So the way to avoid that is to just click it once and click edit. And then that will take you straight into your editing mode, and you can carry on and fill in any activities that you wanted to there, or any reflections that you may have. So that is how you find, open and use your workbook, and how you make sure that when you open it, you're actually in editing mode and not in preview mode. The other thing that's really good to have a look at is over here, you can see if your asset has been submitted. So sometimes, you get a bit confused as to whether or not things have been submitted. This is a really easy way for you to be able to tell that that's been submitted there. It tells you that you do have a submission that's been successful to a workspace. The other way you can check is you can actually go into the submission area yourself and make sure that your asset has been submitted. You come up here to what's called Atlas, which is kind of another side of Pebble, and you click on your Atlas icon and it will open your Atlas dashboard. It shows you where you're a member of, and I'm a member of, obviously, PAR301. So when I click here, I can come to the submission area and I can see that my asset is in there and it has been submitted. And all through semester, you can double check that it keeps up with every time you modify it. So if I was to go and make a modification now, it would show me that it had been most recently modified. So that's a really good way of ensuring, for your own peace of mind, that your asset, your workbook, has been submitted into the submission area. Another really good thing to keep in mind is that PebblePad has a set of excellent help resources. There's so much more that you can do with this program and this portfolio for yourselves, and it's going to become a real asset for you throughout your working life. You can access this help right here for PebblePad and for Atlas, and it takes you into this fantastic interactive help area where you can have a look at the menu items along here that pretty much line up along here with the help menu. So if you wanted to, how do I add a new file, or how do I make a new worksheet, or what if I want to make myself a web folio? These might not mean much to you now, but as you go on through your PebblePad journey, these are really important things to get a hold of. There's very interactive videos here as well, how to navigate around, how to use your asset store. So on most pages there are additional video resources. PebblePad is also entirely searchable in the help. So if I wanted to make myself a web folio, I can search and I get lots of information there about how to design a web folio. So as you can see, it's a really useful help feature. So that's your introduction to PebblePad and how to find and use the workbook for the semester. Don't forget, it's already submitted for you. All you need to do is just make sure that you save it each time you use it before you close it down, and you will be prompted to do this. Another thing to remember is that it is operating in your browser. So if you've got a tricky internet connection, you might want to wait till you've got some reliable internet before you go making too many changes. A good way to ensure of saving your work is to maybe just copy it from a Word document that you can keep saving. When you're using Pebble, you will need, because it's built in Flash, you will need to use your copy and paste keypad strokes. So Command or Control C for copy and Command or Control V for paste. I hope you enjoy using Pebble and making your portfolios, and I know that you're going to get a lot out of this for your future careers.